Hello friends, welcome back to our little coffee club. Today I want to start by thanking you guys. I want to reach out and thank you guys for coming back Sunday after Sunday to spend a little bit of time with me here. You guys know that me filming my brew sessions, I kind of like doing it. I don't mind it at all. When I make those little cinematic clips, I enjoy the creativity I get to use, and it's fun for me. It is fun. But I do have to say that this past weekend, the video that got uploaded, it bummed me out, and that should never happen. That should never happen. But I shouldn't let it bum me out, okay? But I do have to say that I feel thankful for you guys because you guys always leave me nice comments. And as a matter of fact, I saw a couple of new folks jump into the commentary and leave me some nice comments. I really appreciate that. And I shouldn't let it bum me out. And it was really nothing. But when you put the effort into making one of these videos, the editing part of it is not a lot of fun for me. I do it because it's you have to, right? What are you gonna do? So you have to edit the videos. And the editing part, it's a lot of effort, and I don't really enjoy that part. But it has to be done. One of the worst parts about the editing is adjusting the volume levels and making sure that my speech, it stays kind of consistent throughout the video. So there's some clips are not like really louder than others. So every clip you have to adjust the volume. And also the music. So the music, every track has different volumes, so you kind of have to adjust the volume on all the tracks all the time. And then I have to make it so that the mix between my speech and the music, it's at a correct kind of level that you could actually hear the music, but you could hear me over the music, and it sounds fine. Everything sounds fine. Now something happened with the last weekend's video. Where I don't know how much of that was YouTube itself, and how much was maybe me overlooking something, because I thought, man, I totally messed up my settings or something. That was what I first thought. So when I started responding to you guys as messages, I apologize for the difference in the volume. It was not set correctly. But when I checked that video on my computer, it sounded completely different. It was maybe I could have still done a better job. Maybe I rushed it, the process, and I was not as careful as I normally am. But somehow, the music all of a sudden it would get loud, and it was, the mix between my speech and the music was off, and it just, luckily it wasn't the whole video. It was like the last 35, maybe 40% of it. So, it's still a big chunk of it. I'm sorry about all of that, but a lot of it, I think, had to do with just YouTube. I don't know how YouTube does this whole upload thing, and what it is, how they check that you're not using copyrighted music and copyrighted stuff. So I think maybe that has something to do with it, because it was just off. And it happened in the upload, because on my computer it was not that bad, but on YouTube, yeah, like 35%, 40% of the video towards the end, the music was just totally off. And, I'm sorry about that, guys. And I gotta say, I don't get to see the final product until it goes up on Sunday, and then I watch it. And so first of all, so that it reminds me everything that went on and what I was talking about, so I can respond to you guys' comments. And you guys know I respond to everyone. So that's why I do this. I do it for the engagement between us below in the comments, for getting to know you guys, and I learned from you guys a whole bunch. As a matter of fact, today I'm going to try to do something on the Bianca that I was talking to. I think he goes under like Ollie. I think it's his YouTube handle. But yeah, Ollie left me a comment about, switching off that factory default that the machine turns off after like 20, 25 minutes, something like that. I've never done it. It doesn't bother me that much. But maybe today we're going to do that. We're going to do that. So watch me, see if I do it right. And I guess during the duration of the video, we'll find out if I did it right or not. but I've never messed with that those settings. So we're gonna get into that now. Also, if you guys saw last week's video and left me a comment about some kind of temperatures or something, remember, like Wojtek says, I'm traveling in time, and I won't see that until a few more videos down the road. But eventually we'll revisit temperatures. We'll talk about temperatures again. Today I want to turn off that default timer that the machine has, that it just shuts off, because it is kind of redundant. There is a timer that you can set for the machine to go to sleep. It's the same thing, but you can control it on the LCC, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do that, or at least try to figure it out, because Ali's the one that told me. I didn't know, I didn't know how to do it, but he told me how to do it. He says that there's one of the settings has like a little moon with some Z's, very fitting, right, for going to sleep. And there is where you can set it yourself on the LCC and put it in the timer. So in turning off the one that comes from factory, that's a little bit more intricate. So I think I know how to do it. We'll get into that in a second. But yeah, I wanted to first start by thanking you guys for always the beautiful comments that you guys leave me, and the engagement, and it just makes it fun, and it's why I keep going. I should not let something like that bum me out. Okay, I have to learn to, like, when there are little setbacks here on our little YouTube channel, not to let it bum me out. But when you put so much effort into making the video, and then if the video part of it, the visual, is kind of off, like the focusing or something, that's easier to deal with than the speech, than the audio. If audio is off, that throws the whole thing off, and it's a real bummer. So hopefully, I don't know, I'm trying a couple of things. I have the mic today in front of me and trying to look straight at the lens. I'm still trying to get better at that. I think I'm doing a better and better job every time. Eventually, one day, maybe I'll get the hang of it, just looking straight at the lens when I'm talking, so that another thing is that when I'm trying the coffee and I'm looking down at the coffee and then back at the camera, the speech goes in and out a little bit because the microphone is usually here. Maybe by having it in front of the camera, it will help that situation a little bit, and maybe it'll help me to even realize to look at the lens and all that stuff. So we'll see. We'll see if I if I do a better job. Man, I'm a hard learner when it comes to these making videos, but hey, it's not like I went to like cinema school or some kind of YouTubers academy or something, And you know what? If you try to, like, let's say you want to start anything in life, really, anything in life. If you want to start doing something and you always think that you got to practice more, or you got to learn more, or you got to get the right equipment, or you this and that, you're never going to start. You're never going to start. So just do the best you can, get started, and then figure it out along the way. Okay, that's how you do it. Because if you try to figure everything out, Columbus would still be in Spain trying to figure it out. So, sometimes you just got to jump in the water, right? Anyway, we're going to make espresso. I want to revisit the Good Brothers Geisha that I had last time. I already pulled a couple of shots of this. You guys saw one of them. I think the shot definitely ran too long, and it affected the shot in a negative way. I didn't think so, because being such a light roast, I didn't think that it would get affected in that way, let's say. Because when I pulled a faster shot, more like what I was trying to do, it ended up being, I was shooting for 20-second pre-infusion and then 30-second at 9 bar. But the thing is, it ran slow. So I ended up with the 20-second pre-infusion and 40-second at 9 bar. But the shot still benefited greatly. So it was 60 seconds overall. In the very first try, I think we were like at 73 seconds, 30-second pre-infusion, and whatever, what is that, 43 seconds at 9 bar. And that was definitely too long, because the shot benefited a whole bunch. So today I'm going to just try to, do a more traditional shot. Let's try to just a slow ramp up to 9 bar, maybe 35 second shot, something like that. So I've adjusted my grind size already on the 0. We are, I think it was 15 and a half. And we'll see if we can accomplish that. So also, I spoke to Wojtek this past weekend. For you guys, Wojtek, this was weeks ago, but we were talking again about setting up that automated profile on the Bianca, and I need a little bit more time for that. that's not something I can jump into, like disabling this timing out thing. That I think I can figure that out pretty quickly, thanks to Ali. But I think Wojtek is like an engineer or something, because he made it sound like very simple, but man, something got missed in translation there. Something happened, Wojtek. It's very difficult to follow all of the settings and all of the stuff, but when I have time, I'll dive deeper into your messages and try to figure out all the settings and all the stuff to automate the profile on the Bianca, and we'll have some fun with that and see if I can do that. Also, I want to show you guys today, and I'll insert that clip right here. So watch that clip, and then I'll meet you guys at the other counter. But I want to show you guys today at the Coffee Expo, when I got to meet Morgan from Morgan Drinks Coffee and Lance. Okay, Morgan, beautiful lady. I mean, and she made my wife's favorite drink at the expo, and of course it was like dessert. It was a s'mores inspired drink. I'll show you guys a picture right here, and I'll show you guys what went on when I got to talk to Morgan. And the drink was awesome. It was like a little cappuccino. It had graham crackers around the rim of the little cup. It had a marshmallow on top, and it was like a little baby cappuccino, a little sweet treat, like a dessert. And it was at the Girardelli, I think you pronounce. It was at their booth. It was a sponsored booth from Girardelli, and very fitting, right? That drink is very fitting. Of course, Morgan will come up with something like that just for them. So it was wonderful meeting her. Oh, if you guys haven't seen, when we went to Portland. And this video is not too old. This is maybe a year ago or something like that. Maybe a little more than a year. We went to Portland, Oregon, and I made a point of going to Keeper Coffee. I'll show you guys a picture here of Keeper. But I made a video in regards to the visit to Keeper Coffee. It was wonderful. We got to meet the owner. Morgan was not there, and I didn't expect her to be there. Morgan's gotten like too famous now. But I did get to meet the owner of the shop. She was the most wonderful lady. I'll try to find the picture. It's on my Instagram, but I'll try to include the picture here. She took a picture with us and took the time to talk to us, and she didn't mind. The crew there, they're used to people coming in and filming. They love it. They don't care. And we had a wonderful time. They made us some awesome drinks. The visit to Keeper. If you want to see that whole experience, leave me a comment below, and I will reply to your comment with the link to that particular video so you can watch it. I think it's a pretty cool video. And yeah, Keeper Coffee was awesome. Meeting Morgan at the show finally was super cool. I'm gonna show you guys that clip. So when we went to Portland, we made a point to go to Keeper Coffee to try to hopefully maybe run into Morgan. I knew she wouldn't be there, but you never know. And now I got all excited, like I saw her there, and I completely cut in front of all these people that are waiting at the booth to meet her. And I guess she's just gonna keep doing little lattes there for everyone. But holy cow, I just totally butted in and cut in front of everybody. And there she is. Meet Morgan.
Really good spot. I don't know how to answer that. Yes, yeah. You too.
Morgan!
Hi, how's it going?
So excited.
Good to be here. What's your name?
O'Neill.
Good to meet you. Fantastic.
We actually flew from Miami to Portland to maybe get to see you at Keeper. But you weren't there. But we met the owner, and she was great.
The whole team there is fantastic.
We took a picture.
Oh, good. Excellent.
But now we're gonna take a picture, if you don't mind, in a second.
Absolutely.
And then I'll tag her on Instagram, and maybe she'll see it, and I say, hey, I finally met Morgan.
Sounds good. That sounds perfect.
Thank you for the drink.
Of course.
Then the other clip I want to show you guys is when we got to meet Lance Hedrick. Lance, I don't know how he has so much energy. This guy was, first of all, he was pulling latte art without looking. He's just like talking to people, doing latte art better than I could on my best day. And he's not even looking at the cup and doing incredible things. So, he had so much energy. He was taking the time to talk to everyone that would come up to him. He had a line of people. I mean, it was a lot of people there, and he took the time for every single person. We were down the line. I mean, we were watching the whole thing for a good 20, 30 minutes before we got to the front of the line and to talk to him. This was at the end of the day. After this, I think you'll see in the clip, I tell him, man, I'm done. We were so tired by that time. And it's so funny. He tells me, oh, you're done. That's it. You're calling it? This is your last coffee? I go, well, I don't know. I hope to wake up tomorrow. But, and we had a great chat. He took the time to really, get to know some of the folks. He called me by my name, which, that's going the extra mile, especially with my complicated name. It's not like my name's Joe or something, like something you could easily say. Great time. And again, I'm telling you guys that went on from booth to booth. It was the reception you would get from everyone. Everyone was so nice. If you're having like a rough time, a rough point in your life for whatever reason, everyone goes through ups and downs. So I would imagine that visiting one of these shows could definitely get you out of the rut, and could make you bounce back, because, wow, you just leave with a great feeling. That's why I said that, at the end of the day, I feel like it's not even overpriced. Like, we had a great time. The drink that Lance made us, it was a cappuccino, and he made it with Oatly. Oatly is an oat milk, and they were, I think, like co-sponsoring there on the Onyx booth. That's where we saw Lance, at the Onyx booth. The coffee we had was an Onyx coffee. The milk, again, it was one of those oat milks from Oatly. I had never tried oat milk. I've had almond milk and some of the other ones, but I had never had oat milk. And, honestly, to me, it's nowhere near like regular, like real milk. Okay, no way. But if you can't have lactose, if you just don't want to have regular milk for whatever reason, this is a good option. I think it made a good cappuccino. I mean, especially if you have a good mix between the coffee and the milk, like a cortado, cappuccino, maybe not for like a latte, but for some drinks that have more coffee in them, and you're going to taste more of the coffee, I think it works, it works. And it steams well. And again, he was pulling latte art like, well, he is a champ. So enjoy the clips, and I'll meet you guys at the other counter.
It's like really lying. That it sounds so cool, I'm going to tell everyone anyway. Yeah. The commercial coffee very cool, very cool. Oh, nice.
And there's Lance. Lance Hedrick, what a great gentleman. What a nice guy. Taking the time to talk to people. Even the lady made a phone call, and he actually spoke to the person and stuff. And look at the line he has. There's a huge line back there of people waiting to get a latte from made by Lance Hedrick. What a great gentleman. I always liked him.
Thank you so much. Hello!
Lance.
What's up?
How are you, man? I'm a bit tired. I made it to your booth at the end of the day, and I'm beat up. You have a lot of energy. You act just like on your videos. Just like on your videos.
Push through.
No difference.
None.
You have a long line?
I do.
Yeah. Morgan's line was just as long.
I'm sure.
Yeah. I'm sure. Yeah. Lovely lady.
What drinks can I make for you?
James is not here this year, right?
He's not. He doesn't like doing expos.
No piggyback ride this year.
None. So my legs are safe, thankfully, because I sprained my ankle, so it would be no good.
Is he taller than you?
He is.
He is?
Yes.
You carried him like nothing?
Yeah. Nothing for me.
All right, I just one drink for the two of us.
One drink, yeah. So just like cappuccino or like
Cappuccino.
You got it. Is
Nice
oat
layer
milk
of
okay?
foam. Anything you want, man.
Done.
Anything you want.
That's so easy. You make
Even
my
all
life
the
easy.
all the coffee in the world can't keep me up anymore. I'm done. I think this is it.
This is it.
I'm calling it.
You're done.
I'm calling
for
it.
life.
That's it. No.
This is your last
I hope
coffee.
I wake up tomorrow.
No, this is your last coffee for life. You've hit the pinnacle at the Lance
Oh no,
Cafe.
for sure. That's for sure.
That's for sure.
It won't get any better than this. This is it.
I love it.
Absolutely.
You have like a social media?
Nah, you will never hear of me. No, very small, tiny channel. It's just my name. You won't see too many O'Neills. You won't see too many. Just me.
I love it. Where are you from?
Miami.
Miami, nice.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's see, Miami. I know Panther Coffee's down there.
Panther Coffee. Yes.
Yeah.
They're maybe the biggest as far as specialty.
Yeah. Don't they have a New York location now?
I don't know. I didn't know that.
I think they do. Here we go for the
Wow,
two.
look at this. From a world champion. All right. Thank you, sir.
Enjoy it, O'Neil.
Nice meeting you. All right, friends. So let's try to figure this thing out. Okay, so Ollie was telling me that again there is a setting in the LCC that has the icon of a little moon. We'll see that in a second. I already toggled through my LCC settings before starting the video, and I saw it there, and it has the little moon with the little Z's. So that's got to be what he's talking about. Now, I don't think I spoke to him about how to turn off the factory default that will make the machine go to sleep like this. But I think this is how it works. Let me back up the camera a little bit because you need I can remove the portafilter. You remove the portafilter. Okay, like this you guys could see better. Okay, maybe, let's see, maybe like this. Okay, I think right there you guys should be able to see good what I'm doing. Okay, so the first thing is, I think the machine needs to be kind of like up to temperature. I could be wrong on that though. I could be wrong on that. But if you want to do this in a way that that for sure I think is going to work, and we'll see, because as the video goes, we'll see if it times out again. Then I'll know that it didn't work. So, but let's see. Let me first let it get up to temperature, and I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, so now I think from this angle here, you guys will be able to see what I'm doing. My understanding is that you turn the machine off when it's ready. I think you need it to be ready. I could be wrong on that, but I think it should work if the machine is ready like this. You turn it off, you bring the brew lever handle all the way up, okay, all the way up like if you were gonna brew a shot, and you turn it on. Now, when you turn it on, if the little ring is solid, I believe that is the factory default that the machine will shut itself or go to sleep after like 30 minutes. If it's blinking, I believe that's when that factory default is off, okay? So solid means on, blinking is off. That's my understanding, but I'm not too sure. So let's turn it on. Okay, so there you see it, it's solid. So that means that, from factory, it came like this, and after like 30 minutes, the machine will shut off. So my understanding is that if you want to turn it so that it's blinking, all you have to do is, this is the part that I'm not too sure, but we'll try it this way. I'll bring the handle down and turn the machine off. Okay, now I'll bring the handle up, turn it on, and I think now it should be blinking. Okay, there it is, it's blinking. So now if I bring it down and turn it off while it's blinking, that setting should get locked in, and now the machine should not time out anymore from that factory default, okay? And I'm not sure if I'm explaining, sometimes I listen back to what I recorded and I'm like, man, I don't even get it. So like, I hope I explained that correctly, but if not, I answer everyone and we can revisit this. So I wanna make it as clear as possible, but because I'm learning myself, okay, it's very difficult to explain something that you're kind of trying to figure it out yourself. So once I have a good, clear understanding of how this works, we can revisit this, okay? All right, so now we turn the machine on. Okay, and a little while ago, I went into the moon setting and put it to 60 minutes. Let the machine heat up and I'll show you guys that. Okay, so I hope I explained the whole thing with the little lever correctly. But again, the videos that I've seen on YouTube as to how to do this process, people just didn't do a very good job of explaining, okay? Hopefully I explained it correctly and you got that. But since I'm trying to figure this thing out myself, I'm a little bit unclear as to how to do it. Maybe we can revisit this. If it gets complicated and you can't figure it out from the way I put this video together, leave me a comment. We can talk about it, or perhaps we'll revisit this on another video and try it again. Okay, but now to get into the little that little moon thing that Ali was telling me about. Basically, you hit the minus, and you keep going, toggling through the menus, and you're gonna see the little, oh, did I pass it or something weird happened? Okay, you're supposed to get this. Here's the little moon with the Z's. Now you hit the plus to get into it, and now you can start adding time. So right there is 60. I think, okay, that's off, 30 minutes, 60 minutes. Okay, it went 90, 120. Wow, you can really take this thing up. That's crazy. Okay, I'm not gonna keep going. I don't know how high it goes. I'm gonna leave it for an hour. If I haven't pulled a shot in an hour, I wanted to go to sleep. I mean, that's already ridiculous. So, okay, so during my recording of this video, I'll take a look at the time right now and see if it took a whole hour before it turned off. That means I did it correctly. And then hopefully from this video, you guys can figure this thing out. I think the one thing I'm still a little bit, this is obvious, right? That's the sleep timer for the machine. It was off from factory and I turned it to 60 minutes. That part is so easy. So, okay, you just hit the minus to get into the menus. You toggle with the minus. When you see the moon, hit the plus. That's gonna start making it blink so that you can change the settings, and then just add time, okay? Once you add the time you want, let it go, and it's going to time out, go back to this, and that means that setting took. Okay, as far as the handle, that's the part that I'm a little bit unclear. I believe the button being solid means that that automatic default after 30 minutes is on from the factory. So if you want to turn that off, once you verify that it is on, you bring it down, and then you bring it, you turn the machine off, right? You turn the machine off, you bring the handle up, like if you're gonna brew a shot, you turn the machine on, and by then it should be blinking. If it is blinking, just bring your handle down, turn it off, and now it should be off. Okay, I hope that explains it. Okay, and we'll see. The only part I'm unclear about is whether lit like this is on and blinking is off. I think that's what it is. So we'll see. If it takes an hour for the machine to turn off, then we know it worked, and I'll report back. I'll let you guys know. All right, let's brew a shot, man. I can't wait to have some coffee. I realized that the whole thing with the little lever to turn off that factory default, it's a bit confusing, and even at the time of me editing this video, I'm still kind of confused about it. One thing I could tell you though is that the way I performed this turning off that function here in the video, it did work, because when the machine, although I forgot to talk about it later in the video, I did double check this to see what would happen. The machine did time out after an hour, and then you get this on the display, which, if you guys know, if you have not turned off that feature, what you get is nothing on the LCC and then the blinking button. That's how it goes to sleep. After you turn off that automatic feature that comes from factory and you turn it on the LCC, what you're going to see is that the LCC will display this here. Once you're getting this displayed on the LCC, that means that feature, the automatic feature from factory, is turned off, and now it's following your guideline of what you set on the LCC. For me, I set it to 60 minutes and it did work. So the way I performed the function here on the video did work, although it's very difficult to explain, and I'm sorry I didn't do such a good job of it. All right, let's dose out 18 grams. Again, this geisha from Good Brothers. Let me report back to you guys as to this coffee. First of all, for it being a geisha, I would not, I'll tell you straight up, you guys know I always give it to you, I don't sugarcoat it. I would have never recognized this as being a geisha. This coffee is way too punchy, and it gives you too many highs and lows. It's not delicate, the flavor is not delicate enough. It does have somewhat the aroma, that floral kind of quality, but it's just too punchy. It's not delicate enough where I would have said, wow, you know, it's like that geisha I had. I would not have recognized this as a geisha. When I brewed it the other day, I told you guys I already knew it was a geisha. That's the reason why I had ordered it. Now, I guessed at the tasting notes, and you know, I had a lot of that sweetness, and it was like honey-like, and I was able to guess at that, funny enough. But, and it's, you know, it was somewhat fruity with that tartness. Now, when I made it as pour over, and I've already had it as pour over a couple of times. Oh, and by the way, I test on my own. I tested the duo and the zero with this coffee, and I brewed it. I tried both coffees. It tasted the same. Again, I couldn't tell any difference. You guys already saw my review as to the niche duo versus the niche zero in regards to filtered coffee, and I couldn't honestly see a big difference. When the coffee cooled, there was a tiny difference, okay? And even at that point, I think maybe it could have even been the fact that one coffee brewed for 20 seconds longer than the other. And again, I'm talking about pour over, not espresso. Espresso, 20 seconds is a huge difference, but in pour overs, 20 seconds is not a whole bunch. But you know, it could have affected the flavor, and what I was noticing could have been that instead of the actual burst. So yeah, I did do the test with this coffee. I got the same results. I couldn't tell any difference. As a matter of fact, it was even more similar than with the other coffee. With this coffee, it was really pretty much identical to me, to my taste buds. I don't doubt that there's people out there that can taste the difference in bursts. So far, I'm not one of them. Yeah, so far, you know, I can't taste the difference in bursts. They pretty much taste the same to me. I did try it as pour over. It is a good coffee. Again, it's not going to give you that same kind of cup that I've gotten from the other geishas. The previous one I have from Good Brothers and the one that Nick sent me were very similar, very tea-like, very delicate, very floral. This one, as a matter of fact, in pour over, I did not get that as espresso, but in pour over, you get citrus, okay? In pour over, there's a nice sweet citrus flavor, which by what they're saying here, you wouldn't think, but that's what I got from it. So if I would have done the review the other day with this coffee and pour overs, I would have guessed at still the honey, but I would have guessed at some kind of sweet citrus flavor instead of the fruitiness that I was getting and the tartness, which I attributed to red currant. That's what the tasting notes led me to believe when I tried it. But all right, today, let's go ahead and we're gonna try to speed up the shot. So last time I did the Slayer shot that kind of pulled for too long. Then I did a faster Slayer shot, more like what I was really shooting for, and it was wonderful. I don't think today's gonna be better than that, but we have to find out. Okay, so let's dose out our 18 grams. Wow, I went on a rant. This video is gonna get long, I have a feeling. Like all the other ones. Now I just gotta not let it bum me out for whatever reason. Wow, that was, that's no bueno. Okay, 18 grams. This whole videos thing, it has to be just fun for me. It has to be fun. That's the only reason I can keep this up, because I'm having fun. Other than that, like, why do it? Like, it makes no sense. So I can't, something like that, like if the video didn't upload correctly or I said something wrong or whatever, I can't let that bum me out. I just have to push through, man. And I thank you guys. Again, I'm gonna thank you guys for all the wonderful comments, and you guys are always so supportive. And you really, I guess you guys are really enjoying this content. I love sharing with you guys. I've gotten to know some of you guys, and I think that's awesome. That's the best part of it. Okay, so we got our 18 grams exactly. We'll see if we got any retention from the zero today. Okay, so there you see the 18 grams. Let me bring you guys to the zero. Oh, I think I had said 15 and a half, but we're all the way at 16. We started at 13, we are at 16. That should speed things up quite a bit. Again, we're gonna shoot for more of a traditional type shot, maybe like a slow ramp up, to 9 bars, and then hopefully 30 to 35 seconds. And let's see if it's better than that Slayer shot. All right, here we go. All right. Okay, start it one more time. Tap the little spout. There's always some little bit of grounds there. And see if we got our 18 grams. Wow, perfect. Maybe we lost the tiniest of bit, but it's solid there at 18. Okay, same thing we put in, same thing we got out. The 0 never disappoints. Okay, so lock in the focus. Get the scale out of the way. Okay, so man, I gotta say, I gotta do a little bit better job with the whole sound thing and editing, and I gotta figure out something that makes it a little bit easier, simpler for me. Again, sound quality it's like really important when it comes to videos. If you can't hear the person right, it's a bummer, you know. It ruins the whole thing. The visuals are important, but definitely sound is more important. Okay, so we got our 18 grams. All right, perfect. Let me bring you guys in closer for the rest of the puck prep. Okay, dosing funnel. And we do some WDT. You know, when you're pulling a more traditional shot, you are in a bigger risk of perhaps getting some channeling because it's a faster shot. That long pre-infusion on the Slayer shots definitely helps to reduce channeling because I do that most of the time. Is my preference. Those kind of shots are what I really like. And I rarely, I mean, we haven't seen channeling. I mean, it's just been, it has not been a thing at all. Wow, this coffee smells great. I do have to say. Okay, should we try Pasado today? Yeah, let's give Pasado another shot. Pasado! Man, I love this tamper. It's beautiful, but wow, I really struggle with it. You know, this little beveled edge, just, it throws me off. I can never tell if it's level, if it's straight. All right, let's try it. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it's off like usual. Okay, that's why I always go with 4 points of pressure here, and I kind of feel around so that, you know, sometimes by looking at it is more difficult to tell if it's straight than by feeling like this around, at least for me. But I think we should be perfect there. Give it a little polish so no coffee comes up. At the end of the day, the result is the same. You know, I can do a good job with this by doing that process. But, you know, with the Lelit tamper, I can just tamp down and it's always right. Okay, you can look all around and see, but that's perfect, that's fine. Okay, and now we come in with our puck screen, but first coffee. This is the one that Gemini sent me. Guys, Gemini Coffee Tools. If you need a puck screen, check them out, okay? I think they make it also for the Breville machines. So if you're on a Breville, you should be able to also get a Gemini puck screen. Again, it's a company that helps a small creator like myself. So if you need one anyway, you know, why not? All right, let's lock in and pull a shot. All right, so I should have all the cameras running here. Again, today we're gonna be on the time more. You know, the other day I had a glitch on it. I wasn't filming, but I pulled a shot and it was one of those long Slayer shots. and it started dripping very slowly, and it started the timer, and after a few seconds it just stopped timing. So I had to kind of go by the time on the machine, which I knew I wanted like a 45 seconds. So, you know, I still managed to make it work. Plus, since I always use the same shot glasses, I know that for 45 grams, usually it gets full to like right at the line here, or where the double wall ends. So I kind of looked for that, and the shot was, you know, it tasted great. I was able to make it work. But all right, let me start it. We'll see today. Hopefully it doesn't glitch. But that's the only thing with the Akaya, that's never happened. I don't know how they have it to that. Even if it goes slow, it just doesn't stop. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is the automatic espresso function that times and weighs the shot automatically for you. As soon as it senses coffee, it starts the timer and starts weighing. And when you stop the shot, it'll stop the timer, and you don't. All you have to concentrate on is starting and stopping your machine. And if you have flow control, then you can do your pressure profiling and all that kind of stuff, and you don't have to worry about your scale. So that's the reason why I enjoy it. I start with the paddle at 5 o'clock. And again, when we start building pressure this time, I'm not gonna stop it. I'm just gonna go slow to 9 bars. We're looking for 30 to 35 seconds. Okay, here comes the pressure. I'm gonna close it so it ramps up slow. Okay, I would say that's pretty good. On 9 bars. Okay, so we're going way over the time that I was shooting for, and I have a theory on that and why it happened. But here we go. Okay, wow, I got the 45 grams almost spot on, and this ended up being 38. So we're still, no matter what, that's from first drip. I think what happened is that the pressure took so long to start building. You guys saw that. I mean, we had no pressure for like the first 12 seconds. So it's safe to say that we can maybe knock off at least 12 seconds from the total shot time, and we would be, you know, in the 30s. So I think this is on flavor, it should be good. But I gotta say, it was definitely not spot on to the way I wanted it to to come out on the video, but it smells great. So let's give it a nice swirl and let's give it a quick taste. Stop that camera. Okay. Yeah, so this coffee definitely has the aroma, that kind of floral quality like the geishas, but it's way too punchy for what I've had before from geishas. Okay, as far as flavors, yes, you know, this brightness and this level of acidity kind of helps you taste different things in the coffee. But right now, the acidity is too high for what I like. And that's what I'm telling you guys. There is a sweet spot for me, and usually it happens with those Slayer shots. I think at 9 bars, this shot was good. If I would have done maybe that blooming stage like for 20 seconds and then maybe gone up to the 9 bars for another 30 seconds, I could have maybe been there. Right now, the acidity is too high for me. I mean, I could still, okay. By too high for me, I don't mean that is, oh, I can't drink it, it's way too high. No. I just mean that it's higher than I would like. I know this coffee, I could get it sweeter by doing one of those longer extractions, one of those Slayer shots, it would get sweeter. The second shot that I pulled, that from the video when I first talked about this coffee, that shot was perfect for me. It was 20 seconds pre-infusion, 40 seconds at 9 bar, it was perfect. I would have liked to have gone in maybe to 35 seconds. I could cut out speed it up just the tiniest bit. But this, I think this is already like too fast. Yeah, like the flavor is great, but the acidity is too high. you know. But yeah, the flavor is good. It's really good, but definitely acidity is a bit high. So I'm gonna just go ahead and drink this shot here, and then we're gonna pull another shot, and I wanna make a cappuccino. So this one's, like, the acidity is too high for me for a cappuccino. So I'll drink this one like this, and then, you know what, we'll pull another one with the same geisha, but this time, I'm gonna, you know, maybe the grind size would be okay. Maybe I should go back down to, okay, I was at 16. You know what, I'm gonna go down to 15, which is where I might have been last time. And then I'm gonna shoot for, you know, that 20-second pre-infusion stage, and then we'll see how long it takes for us to hit the 45 grams. Hopefully like another 35 seconds. That's what I'm hoping. 20 seconds and 35 seconds, I think that would be the sweet spot for this particular coffee. So let me go ahead and drink this one, and then I'll see you guys in a second for another pug prep. So yeah, so that shot was something like, imagine like definitely some citrus notes on this coffee, no doubt about it. So imagine like a lemonade that you sweetened with honey, and that's something like what this shot was, okay? To me, citrus forward, and you know, again, high level of acidity, but still you got that honey kind of sweet flavor, and maybe some other fruity notes in the background, perhaps. That's what I'm gonna go with. All right, so here we go. Definitely my first Slayer shot, even though it pulled for like way longer, I liked better than this just now, okay? And the second Slayer shot, which is what I'm gonna try to like reproduce or improve on right now, was where I think the sweet spot for this coffee is at. So let's see. Let's dose out 18 grams. One more bean. Yep. Okay. Okay, so now we're between 18 and 18.1. I'm gonna roll with that. Let's see what we get from the zero. Again, the first shot we pulled at 16, now we're at 15. And you know, we want to be able to do, again, a 20-second pre-infusion and 30 to 35-second shot time. So I think that's gonna be the sweet spot for this coffee. Usually a coffee this light of a roast is something that I would make almost all pour overs. You know, I wouldn't make this much espresso with it, but I do have to say this is very tasty as espresso. Again, it's not your usual geisha here. And it makes a great espresso. That second one that I made the other day that I showed you guys, man, it was excellent. So let's see what we get this time. Okay, we got some fighters. They're still fighting in there. They're still... Wow. Give it a tap one more time, just in case. Yeah, that's definitely... I wonder if we're gonna get more than 18 grams. Let's see. Ideally, we should have 18 again. Wow. The zero's not disappointing today, that's for sure. Okay, let's do some pug prep. You know, one thing I definitely say that I have improved on with these coffee videos is unlocking the focus. I remember almost every single time. I haven't had too many clips that are out of focus. Okay, so fluff it up. Did we fluff it up last time? Maybe not. I don't remember. I usually always fluff it up. Okay. Okay, my portafilter it's hot. I pour some hot water from the hot water spout on the machine. Okay, we're up to temperature. Okay, beautiful. Let me bring you guys in closer. Okay, dosing funnel. WDT. You know, on that first shot, I don't think we had any channeling problem. I think it was good. We usually don't have any problem. Okay, with the WDT, just make circles, go all the way around. And mainly what we're concerned with is making sure that the density of coffee is the same everywhere on the portafilter. Okay, it looks nice to me. Okay, this time we'll tamp with this one so you guys could see the difference. But because this one doesn't have that beveled edge, I always have better results with this one. Okay, let's see. Yeah, maybe a small adjustment. But all in all, I think it was a better result. Again, I always forget to bring the little brush out. And I have like 2 or 3 of them. Okay, so we come back with the puck screen. Let's lock in and pull another shot. Okay, we should have everything running, and this time we're gonna use the Akaya. So you guys saw both scales today, both tampers. Okay, this one's just faster, and I gotta say that maybe it's the software in it or the processor on it that is just I don't know. It definitely works better. Never gotten a glitch. Okay, I had some hot water in my shot glass. Okay, so this time we're gonna go for 20-second pre-infusion, although last time it took so long to start building pressure. You guys saw that, right? It was like 10 seconds before the pressure even started to register. So this time, let's see if the pressure comes in a little bit sooner. You know, who knows? If it takes like 10 seconds for the pressure to start building, I might do a 30-second pre-infusion. So let's just base it on that, depending on how long that pressure starts building. You know, I'm gonna open the paddle even more, see if the pressure comes in quicker. Okay, here we go. Yeah, this time definitely the pressure started coming in a little bit faster. Still, notice the time. It was, by the end of the day, it was already like 9 seconds again. Okay, I'm gonna ramp up because we're already over the 2 grams. Little 9 bar. Let's see how long this shot runs for. I think if we're overall around 60 seconds, it should be great. Okay, we're looking for the 45 grams. 44.8, so I stopped it just a little early. 53 seconds, so we're under a minute. So I did speed it up just the tiniest of bit. Wow, interesting. I ended up hitting pretty much what I was looking for. It did speed up from my previous one, which I thought maybe I could speed it up just a little bit. I think this should be right there, right in the sweet spot. It wasn't picture perfect as to the way I wanted it to read on the different different timers and stuff, but I think overall, pretty much what I was looking for. So let me taste it and see where we're at. Turn off the Akaya and turn off this camera here. Okay, give it a swirl. Okay, is it gonna be better than the previous shot? All right. Aroma's exactly the same. Yeah, definitely, definitely. You know what? It's better than what I just previously did, but it's not as good as that second one that I showed you guys at the end of that other video. That one was even better than this one. But still, this is definitely an improvement. Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Sweeter, less acidity. You know, still, you can still taste the nuance of the coffee for sure. It's not like it's not there, but definitely less acidity, more sweetness. Wow, yeah, definitely, that's a better shot. Okay, that one I am gonna use for a cappuccino. It's still, as a matter of fact, the acidity level and the roast profile of this coffee is not my preference for cappuccinos. I like something more traditional, something more developed, something that has more of that like chocolate, caramel, molasses type flavors, like a more traditional kind of flavors for espresso. And that's what I like mixing with milk. But I'm gonna definitely enjoy the rest of this one as a cappuccino. So let's put that together. Okay, so we're gonna put the cappuccino together. First thing I'm gonna do is put the coffee over to my cappuccino cup that is a cup I usually use to make cappuccinos. Again, I wish I had a little bit more coffee. So this is gonna be more like a little latte than a cappuccino, I think. But we're gonna roll with it. Okay, put that on top of the machine. Okay, here's the little jug that I'm gonna use to steam the milk. This one is, you know, I don't remember the name of the company anymore. Well, I'll look it up and put it here on the screen. I can't remember the name of the company that makes this particular jug anymore, but I really love it. I love the color. They're not the only ones that do this kind, but this one had the very sharp little spout, and that's the one I wanted to try making latte art with. I can't say that it's easier or harder. Latte art is difficult no matter which one you pick. Okay, another thing I like doing with my cappuccinos is put 1 teaspoon of sugar into it. Okay, 1 teaspoon of brown sugar. I like to steam the milk with the sugar already in there. You know, I don't see the harm in it, and I don't like to mess with my drink once I put it together. I don't want to have to go in with the sugar and stir it and all that. Like this, it always works out perfect. And today we have a little bit of the low fat from Greenwise. This milk is what Publix supermarkets sells here in Miami. This is their brand. And we fill it to the bottom of the spout. And usually a cappuccino is 2 parts milk, 1 part coffee. So it's a pretty strong drink, but it's not quite as strong as, for example, the cortado, which is a 1-to-1. This is like a 2-to-1, and then with a nice layer of foam at the top. So that's what makes all the different milk drinks. What differentiates them is the ratio between the milk and the coffee and how much foam you're adding at the top. That's roughly the 3 ingredients that get mixed to different ratios depending on what you're making. So first I give it a stir. Give it a good stir to start incorporating the sugar. Okay, and now we can steam. All right, let's see if we can get a little latte art going today. I think I have too much foam. Yeah, today I have way too much foam. All right, latte art is no good. But what are you gonna do? Again, sometimes I choke under pressure on these videos, but I basically got nothing. There you see it. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of this, guys. I'm gonna let you guys go from here. If you have any questions, please, leave it in the comments. Let me know what you wanna see. Thank you again. I wanted to really reach out and thank you guys for all your support. And, last weekend was a little bit rough for me, but I always appreciate you guys' kind comments and, the interaction we have below in the comments really makes it worth it. So thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys a whole bunch. Please give the video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you guys next Sunday.